All right, so here we are on lesson 21. We're getting down to the end of unit 3. And this time we're going to be making a game that's already made for us. It's already been made. And the directions are going to be step by step. I got to tell you right now, if you're going to follow the directions, you're going to be successful. Don't overthink it. Just follow the directions. What I'm going to do is give you a guide through everything. And at a certain point, I'll be telling you, hey, stop this now, pause it, and work on your own, and then come back and check to make sure that you're making progress in a positive way. Don't just go and copy, but do make sure that if you're feeling uncomfortable, or you feel like, I don't know how to do this, or I'm stuck, come back and watch the rest of the video after at a certain point. So what I'm going to do is guide you first to the planning guide. This is number 1. We're going to be planning a platform game. Everybody likes platform games. Super Mario Brothers, Shovel Knight. There's all kinds of platform games out there, and you're going to be able to make one of them when you're done with this lesson. Part 2. Okay, so here's what's going on. You got an alien, and you're going to collect stars. You got a couple of obstacles in your way, and you are going to make a new background. You're going to make those stars fall. You're going to make platforms fall, and you're going to be able to control your alien. Notice that you're also going to keep score. The score is over there on the top left. For now, oh, look at that. The sky changed. So the game on the left is an example of a platform jumper. Press run to play it. You can make the alien jump with the up arrow, move it left and right, keep score, so forth. And the main point of this is where you're going to need the project planning guide. So right here is where you describe the game that's happening. Remember lesson 20, you had everything already filled out for you. Now you're going to go through this. You already have that game. Describe it. Just use a couple of sentences. Alien collects stars, and there's a couple of platforms, and it keeps score. That's simple. And draw it. Just draw what you saw. Make a quick sketch. Don't take hours. Maybe take maximum 5-10 minutes. So the sprites and the variables, okay, you're going to fill that in, label them. Where are they going to start at the beginning of the game? How is the sprite and user, how are they going to interact? Do you control the sprite? So think about that. The alien, obviously you control it. Do you control the platforms or the stars? Where are they going to start? And you label alien, platform 1, platform 2, star 1, star 2. Maybe you have more, but there's plenty of room for all that you label. When I say more, I guess maybe you can find more. Variables. What variables are there? Go back to that game. Okay, where's the variables? What's it called? What's it going to keep track of? How does it change? What about the functions? Okay, what functions might you need? Remember, those are the green ones. What kind of functions? We got maybe a couple here. You'll see as we go on. And then that's the end. What functions might there be? Okay, so moving on into the game. So now that you've planned it, remember that's just the plan. Now you're going to be moving on to see the rest of this game. So once your project guide is done and you've planned it, then you'll be able to move on. You're going to need to check in with your teacher before you do that, but that's how that will work. I'm going to continue on. So earlier I said, make sure you follow the directions. Read this. Read the code for the background. build a background to function with new code for a second background. Okay. Remember, my game is done. You're going to be looking at a little bit more than just what I have here. So test your background function by calling it inside the draw loop. Right here. Background 1, background 2. Okay. Later on, so here's the background. Background 1 is all this, which was already done for you. And here's background 2. Okay. I just made a pink background with a yellow sun. No borders around it. And then kind of some flashy stuff runs by really quick. You barely notice it, and you'll be able to see it later on. But so what I'll do is I'll just change my. So right now I also have a background in. I can't help but play it. So anyway, I have my score set to some ridiculous score. I should probably change that. Okay, there's my sun, my pink sky. I just wanted to show you that. So you can create your own. See, you got little things that zoom by. But make sure you put in something. Okay, you can use what I have if you're stuck. But make it your own. Next, we have do this, create a score variable. You see mine, set it to 0. That's what you do in part 5. You see it right here. Score 0. That's it. Run it. Okay, finish. Follow the directions. Don't overthink this. Okay, right here. Inside the draw loop, use an if statement. Okay, if your background function. All right, so right here, I've got if background 1, background 2. Here's my functions for my backgrounds. Okay, test your code by changing the start to 100. So background 1, background 2, and in my code, I changed it to 100. Score 100. That's seriously all you have to do. Test your code by starting it, and then you can see my loop score. If score is greater than 100, that's it. So yours should be your second. If you change it to 100, it should be your second background. All right, read the code for show score function. Down here, show score, we're looking for the show score function. Okay, fill white, text size 20, score is at 10, 10, 80, 20. Okay, text size is 20, so that's why it's going to be there. Text score, it's going to say score and 80, 29. Okay, that's where this shows up. The word score is over here at 80, 20, 80, 29 right here. 101. Okay. Call the function in the draw loop right after it's in the background. Okay, make sure you put those functions up in here. Show score, loop platforms. Okay, this is the one where we'll get to loop platforms later. Show score. Remember, after you put a function in, after you make a function, you have to put this function inside the draw loop. All right, part 8. Look at your worksheet and choose a platform sprite to create. Okay. In the Create Sprites area at the top of your code, create your new sprite block, giving it the correct position. So in the animation area, you already have a platform given to you. You got to call it platform. Okay, right here. here's what you're doing. Platform, and then another copy, and once you do that, copy and paste and put in these. Pause this if you're so yeah. So now if you're good this far and you haven't needed any help, make sure you pause it and work through the rest of it. Come back if you get stuck. Really, the important thing is that you learn how to do this. Okay. So once you do the platform code, copy and paste and then change it to platform 2. My guess is if you're stuck and you do that, just like it says, you probably didn't change the name of the platform to platform 2 after you copied and pasted it. So test your Sprite and make sure it's working. Okay? Just test it and make sure it's working. So for you, once you test this, your platform should just go off and disappear. You're going to make it loop later, but don't worry about that yet. All right, using the game design process. Okay, the function block, loop platform. Watch what I do here. I'm going to go down. First of all, loop platforms. Here's the code for loop platforms. You're going to have platform 1, platform 2. It's called loop platforms. Make sure there's a capital P there. That's what it looks like. You can pause and copy that if you or look at it and compare yours. And don't forget, you're going to need a function call in your draw loop. Right here, loop platforms. We're on 9. 10 now. Okay, copy the code you used to create the first platform, paste it directly beneath the original code. Okay, change the names of the sprite in the new lines. For example, if you named your original sprite platform, you could call this one platform 2. Change the starting position of your new platform sprite. I showed you that a couple of things ago here, or a couple of lessons ago, parts ago, right here. Platform 2. Okay, you don't want it to be right on top of each other. That's why the X positions are different and the Y positions are different, so that they are off a little bit. If it's just like this, it's no fun. Make all the platforms kind of off skew. Okay, so now you have 2 of those. Change the sprite names, run your code to test it. Remember, they should appear at different X positions. See, these are 2 different places. Okay. Next, create an item. Okay, this is the stars that fall. Do not, or use this create sprite block to make an item in the create sprite section. So, create sprite. Item. Here's the, pause this if you need to check yours. Here are the items. I used a star because guess what? There's a star in the animation block already. Here's the code for that. Okay. Use a set animation. Item 2 is star also. Okay. Run the code and test it. You'll be making another star later. Okay, create the loop items function. Items. So here's the function right here in the draw loop when I'm calling it out, loop items. And down here, we have loop platforms, loop items. Here's what that code looks like. Compare it to yours, see how you're doing. Check your answers. Okay, this is for you. If you're having problems with this, check your answers. Okay, item Y is greater than 410. Okay, mine works. You can see it right here. Okay, loop items. Don't forget to call it out, loop items right here. in your function, your draw loop. 13. Copy the code you just used to make the first item sprite. Okay, this is where you make your second star fall. Item 2. Change the names. Make sure you have an item 2, not just, or some other name. Don't just call it item, because then they'll just fall on top of each other and overlap, and you only ever see one, and it'll be annoying. Okay, and remember, you're going to make sure you have 2 of those inside your function for loop items. All this. Got it? Good, and then you should have already called it up in your draw loop. Moving right along, 14. Okay, now you're creating your alien. Okay, it's already in there. Use the set animation. Here it is, right here, player. This is create sprite, player, alien. Okay, create a player fall function. Right down here. Player fall. This simple. Oh, that's player lands. Player fall. Right here. Player dot velocity y equals player dot velocity y plus 1. And then call it out in your player fall. Right here. Call it out in your draw loop. That's what makes them fall. See up here? Woo, woo. And it just keeps falling. Endless fall. Okay, next, control player. Okay? Follow these directions. Control player. You're going to go down here. 1, I called it out. Player, control player. 2, I actually had to give it controls. Look at this. Key up, velocity y. Key down, left. Player x equals player x minus 3. Key down, right. Player x equals player x plus 3. Okay, that's what makes my alien move left and right. All right, and obviously I called it out, because if I don't call it out, player control isn't going to work. 16. Create player lands. Player lands. Player.collide platform. Player.collide platform. Player land, or platform 2. Player lands. Did I call it out in the draw loop? Well, I don't know. Let's see. Well, if it works, then yes, I did. Remember, if it doesn't work, go back to your code, take a look at it, compare it to this. You probably forgot to call it out. Okay. Now we're going to make a player collects items. Okay, this is the code that will make your alien collect them. And look, my score goes up. 7, 108, 109, 110. All right, beautiful. So what I'm going to do for that, go down to player collects items. Player touching item, score equals score plus 1. Item.y, put them in a random number. That means a random x, okay, and a random y. And Player touching item 2. Okay, same thing. The X, as long as it's going in between here and here. And I have the negative Y so that they fall at different places, different heights between -10 and -50. And then, since my stars are showing up, did I call it out in the draw loop? Collect items? Let's find out. Look at that. Collect items. Finish that up. Okay. So now, whatever you do, choose new animations for your player platform. Okay. Make some changes to your game. Put in new platforms, new items, players. Make it impossible for your player to go off the screen. Make different type of item for the player to collect or avoid. Do something of your own. Make a couple if you really want to push yourself. So there's some blocks, plane jump. Okay, same type of game, but a little bit different. And there's also bunny collecting carrots. However you want to do it. Anyway, there's lives here. Make more changes. But the key is you've learned now to make this game a little bit more of your own. That bunny disappeared. This bunny has wicked gravity. So there you go. There's lesson 21. You are becoming an expert at this stuff now. And make sure that you use this to get better. Try and learn from it as much as possible. This can be fun, you know, and really, you can maybe make money playing games, but your chances go much higher when you are making games. Your chances go up vastly of making money. And wouldn't it be fun to just make games and then you create a passive income and you can make money and not even having to do anything except for maybe update your game. So that's lesson 21, using the game design process. You just use it even better and more thoroughly. Now you have a pretty good idea of what you're doing. And in the next lesson, you're going to be completely making your own game. Have fun and enjoy.